Hello everyone, welcome back to Bridgemaster, doing the advanced problems in this series. I don't know, I still haven't figured out how I'm going to organize the playlists. Really, I should have an advanced series playlist and one for expert, one for world class. Maybe I'll do that. But I'm recording them kind of mishmashed. Um, we did up to A30 last time, and I was doing them 10 at a time, but I realized that... No, not show solution. No, not select deal. There we go. The A's only go up to 36, and then the B's go up to 30. So I have 30 left to do, 36 left to do. And C's also go up to 30. So it seems like 12. No, I don't know exactly. I should figure out how many to include anyway. But 6 is a pretty short video, so we're going to do 12, getting up to C6, B6, hopefully. And then after that, I'll do some 12s to finish that out. And maybe in the C's, I'll slow down and do 10, because there's only 30 of them. I don't know. But also, I recorded solutions to these first three problems, then realized somehow I wasn't recording. So I already know the answers to A31 through A33. I'll breeze through them a little bit more quickly than if I were discovering them on the fly. Here, well, the answer was pretty clear anyway. Is to we have two spade losers, and we could pitch them on hearts and clubs. But we can't get to them anymore, right? We have to win this ace because, I mean, you can't afford to lose a spade trick. And then we play diamonds, and now if I just draw the last trump, I'm going to lose two spades eventually because I can't get to dummy for the hearts and clubs. So, whoops, we have to instead unblock the hearts and clubs, hoping, A, that nobody roughs this, and then B, here we lose a diamond we don't have to lose. If I played the king, for example, I would have all diamond winners remaining. But that's the wrong play. Instead, we lose a diamond, hoping East has to win. If so, we know he's out of spades from the auction, and will have to put us in dummy. We can throw away our two spades on side suit winners. So we trade our one diamond, we lose a diamond that we didn't have to in order to avoid losing two spades and come out ahead that way. Next up, we have, what deal is this already? A32, yes. I spent forever on this one in the first recording when I was trying, which I somehow failed, wasn't actually recording, but I thought it was. Because there are two lines here, or two things you can hope for. You can hope the club is onside. Well, okay, so the issue is you can't draw trump. You want to run diamonds to pitch your club loser, but you can't finish drawing trump first, necessarily. Trump will be 2-2 about 40% of the time, meaning 60% of the time the ace-king won't draw trump, and you can't get back to hand to finish drawing. So it looks like the finesse, 50%, is better. But there's this additional advantage that if you draw two rounds of trump and they don't split, you still might get home with the diamonds if the person short in diamonds is also short in hearts. And I spent forever trying to talk to myself through what are the actual probabilities of that happening, and I eventually said, like, it's got to be better to play on hearts. Because it's like 40% of the time they're 2-2, and also almost half the time the person long in diamonds is also long in trumps. So it's like, you know, almost 70%, but not quite, which is definitely better than the club finesse. And it turns out that this is, you know, Fred agrees. We just draw all the trumps, and that diamond that we set up is a winner to pitch the last club loser on. This one I got wrong on the first try. I missed a little detail. we're in 3-no trump. We need 4 clubs. 2 hearts is 6. 2 spades is 8. We need 1 more trick, right? Spades are the obvious place to get it. If spades are 3-3, then as long as the opponents don't... As long as West doesn't have 5 hearts, we'll lose only 3 hearts and 1 spade. But what if spades are not 3-3? How can we succeed? The obvious thing to do is to lead up to the 10 twice. If East has the queen and jack, he'll have to play one of them on the first round. We play the king. We cross back over, play low to the 10. He splits. Or he jumps on the other one. And then we unblock the 10, cross over to the ace of spades. So what I tried first was I said, well, no sense messing around. Let's lead jack of clubs to the king and then lead low to the 10. And Fred says, no, that's wrong. And eventually I worked out why. The issue is that if clubs are 4-1, you don't actually have enough dummy entries to do this. You need to lead to the 10, then lead to the 10 again, and then win the return, and unblock, and then get to dummy again. So we need 3 club entries for that line. If I just lead low, if I have fewer than 3 club entries, it's better to play ace and then low to 10, hoping West has a stiff honor or they're 3-3. So you play the ace first, which is important, and only then, when you know how the clubs are splitting, do you say, great, I can afford to play low to the king 10 twice. You have to carefully unblock all your honors, of course, preserving the 2 as an entry to dummies 4. But this way... Oh, they're not even going to try to cash hearts? Okay. It doesn't matter, I'm still losing 3 hearts. But I sort of thought they would try to cash some. Anyway, so that was as far as I got while I thought I was recording, but I actually wasn't. So let's move on now to new ones I haven't seen in 5 years. 3-no trump. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tricks. So this one is about combining chances, I think, and also figuring out what your best chances are. It looks as though with clubs 3-2, you can just like, well, it is the case that with clubs 3-2, we could just duck a club here, and I would think we would be fine then, right? 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9 tricks. So that would do it. We could even try ace king of clubs to test the clubs, and then duck a club. And that should work as well, right? Because we have the diamond ace as a re-entry to hand. So we can play ace king of clubs, and then see if clubs are 3-2, we just duck a club. Otherwise, we look to the majors for another trick. And there are multiple ways to get another trick in a major. I'm not actually sure what the best one is. If we play low to the 10 of hearts, and then low to the 9 of hearts, we'll succeed anytime West has either of the heart honors. Ah, no, not true. I can't do that. Because after cashing 2 clubs, I don't have any hand re-entry except the diamond, which I can't use. So, if I cash 2 clubs, all I can do in hearts is like cash 2 of them. Or I could lead low to the 10 and then ace, but that's quite bad. It fails a lot of the time. The thing you would want to do in spades... I have how many tricks again? If clubs don't break, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would need... Wait, is that right? No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I would need 2 more tricks from spades. Oh, right. The other reason low to the hearts twice is bad is that sometimes you get only one trick out of it instead of two. Like if West has Queen Fifth, for example. So I'm fairly sure what you want to do is play for clubs 3-2 or spades 3-3 or the king of spades onside or a hard honor singleton. I think you can do all of those things. We cash two clubs. And oh no, big surprise, clubs are 4-1. It's Bridgemaster, what did you expect? So there are two ways we could cross to dummy to try to lead spades up. Okay, first of all, a beginner may say, let's try leading the queen of spades. If West has the king, he won't be able to win it. That's certainly true. However, that only makes one extra spade trick, and we need more than that. It's better to lead up to the queen jack from dummy. That way, if East has the king, we get two extra tricks. So we can lead up the queen jack twice. So, okay, how do we do that? We can either lead up to the ace, lead the ace of spades and cross over back in spades, or we can play the ace of hearts and cross in spades. It feels somehow more natural to play a spade to the ace, but I'm pretty sure that's wrong. Because if we play a heart to the ace and an honor drops, we're going to say, forget this whole spade business. I just want to knock out the last heart honor and take two more tricks. So heart to the ace, unlucky, no honor. Now back to spades. Hopefully, the suit is 3-3 because East turned out not to have the king after all. I sort of thought East would have the king. How dare you, Fred? All right, I guess I'm going down. I did something wrong. Or wait. What was pitched on a club? It wasn't a spade, was it? No, I think the 10's still out there. Let's cash this just... Let's try to cash this just in case. Yeah, it's the 10. Okay. Well, I think we're dead now, right? There's no way to get tricks from hearts here. I could maybe get one. But then they just have unlimited winners in everything. Yeah. Okay, well... Oh, I guess you're right. I don't need... I see my mistake. I don't need both of these hearts as entries. Just one of them is fine, because I have the ace of spades to lead to get back to. So I should cash two hearts to see if an honor drops. And then if it does, then I can give up on spades. Since it hasn't, I'll play a spade to the jack, back, and another spade. Yeah, that was my mistake. It's a little bit lucky, but not very, that the person with four clubs didn't also have queen, jack, fourth or fifth of hearts, and the king of spades. But I guess that's pretty difficult, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, so this is a lesson in combining your chances, and I missed one, which was the doubleton hard honor. I thought I was... Yeah, I combined the singleton hard honor into my plan, but I forgot about a doubleton hard honor. Forgot I could handle a doubleton hard honor. Oh no, this diamond suit. I remember this diamond suit. I always get it wrong. So we're in 6 no trump, right? We have 8 tricks outside of diamonds. We need 4 diamond tricks. And I'm pretty sure I remember the answer to this from years ago, because this like kind of hand comes up regularly enough that I'm always reminded of it. I think you're supposed to lead the queen here, but I don't understand why. I guess you could afford to play a couple rounds of the black suits first to see if anybody's got 5 of them, and that might influence your decision making. Maybe? And you still have enough stoppers and entries after that, right? So I guess we might as well. Oh, this isn't even going to tell me. Only if someone has 6 does this tell me something. But you know what? I'm doing it. Okay. So no one has 6 cards in any black suit. Too bad. We can't afford to cash another, because then when we lose a diamond, they would cash the last trick in that suit, or possibly more than one trick. If the suit is 5-2. So leading the queen... Okay, first of all, ace and then low is a thing that feels low towards the queen 10. Feels sort of natural. But it only succeeds if you guess the suit and it's 3-3. Or if East has, like, doubleton jack. Right? That's pretty unlikely. The other things you could try are lead the queen, lead the 10. Lead the queen. If West has king X, it works. Because remember, we can afford to lose 1 diamond. So if West has king 5th, it works because we're pinning the jack. If West has king 4th, it works because we're dropping the jack under the ace. If West has king 3rd, it also works, right? Anytime he covers, he's dead. So assume he's ducking all the time. If he ducks, I play the ace, and then next I drop the king and jack together, and then I cross back and cash. So actually, anytime West has the king, and not the jack, this line works. Now, if he has the king and jack, it still works as long as he doesn't have 4 of them, right? Four or more. Yes. And if he has king jack 4th, it's impossible. No line will ever make. So anytime West has the king, leading the queen works. Anytime he has the king and it's possible for something to work, and anything works, let's say, then leading the queen works. What about running the 10? Well, it seems pretty bad if East has... Like, it loses if East has jack X or king X, right? Even if we successfully finesse West out of the jack, we still might not make it. Yeah, I think I've convinced myself that queen is right, and that I have a sort of okay explanation of why. In this case, the suit was 3-3. But hopefully Fred can explain it better than I can. You have to play diamonds for 1 loser. Ace and low is pretty bad. You might as well play the queen and hope they're 3-3. Or you pick up the jack doubleton, sure. Better is to lead the queen. When diamonds are 3-3, it works just as well as ace and low to the queen. One will succeed when West has king 3rd with or without the jack. The other line will succeed when East has the same holdings. Okay. So those cancel out, kind of. But with diamonds 4-2, leading the queen picks up doubleton king. And we don't pick up doubleton king with East if we play ace and low to the queen. Okay. All right. I mean, I probably won't remember that explanation next time, but it's nice to argue by symmetry instead of having to do, like, percentage calculations. We're in 6 no trump. 12 tricks, please. I have 8 here. 9, 10, 11. This looks like a major suit squeeze, probably? That's got to be better than taking the finesse, right? Because it works anytime hearts are 3-3 or when... Well... I was going to say, or when the king of spades is with the long hearts, but that only works if it's west, right? I mean, the thing is, you can duck a heart and still play for the finesse if you want, right? So this duck seems pretty safe. Queen. Is that important enough that I should play the ace? Obviously, West wants to be on lead. I guess, okay, I don't need to duck right now. I can try to lose a heart to East, who can't attack spades, and therefore preserve my decision about whether I'm playing for a squeeze or a finesse. Yes, now I can play the 8, the 9, losing to East. Test the hearts. Okay, East has the last heart, huh? So I think we are falling back to the spade finesse here, right? The squeeze just doesn't work this way around. Yeah, okay. But by testing the hearts first, we increased our chances. We found a way to test whether hearts are 3-3 before committing to the spade finesse. Okay, cool. The idea of a squeeze, I guess, doesn't really make sense because it only works against West anyway, and in that case, you might as well take the finesse. I'm in 2 spades? Seems like I have a pretty good hand. What's the problem? The problem is we could lose 3 hearts, a club, and 2 diamonds, I guess. Let's see how things develop. I'm not going to think too hard before the opponents are done cashing their hearts and see what they switch to. A club, presumably. Haven't we had this hand before? Like, you just jump on the ace. Stop clicking there. Cash spades and exit a club, and they have to break diamonds for you, right? We've had a hand very much like this. I guess it was like King, Jack, 10 opposite ace instead of Queen opposite King, 10, 9, but it's the same thing. No beer for me. But yeah, very easy. Oh, we're on to B1, by the way. Oh, maybe this is why, because these were actually distributed as different CDs, I think, basically. The A set, well, floppy disks, I think, back in the day. But when I first bought them, Bridgemaster 2000, they were CDs. And disc 1, which you could buy them all separately. But anyway, disc 1 had, A1 through A whatever in all 5 difficulty levels. And then B was the second disc, basically, which you could, again, buy separately. So they're kind of continuing here. Okay, interesting. So, yeah, I mean, this is... We've seen this hand before. Or something so like it as to be indistinguishable. So let's move on. Okay, this is a new type of hand that I don't think we've seen yet. We have plenty of tricks, I believe, right? Even if we lose the heart finesse, it's 4 tricks there, 4 spades and 2 clubs is 10. The issue is, how do we avoid losing a heart and 3 diamonds before we're ready to cash? So the line in hearts... in isolation, to avoid losing a trick, is to take the finesse. Much, much better than playing the ace. However, I don't really care about how many heart tricks I lose. I just want to make sure East doesn't win a trick. If West wins a trick, he can't attack diamonds profitably. So we play the queen to the ace, succeeding when the king falls. You know, if he says king X, well, nothing you can do about it. You just have to hope the king of diamonds is worth a trick. Or king third, likewise. But with king singleton, you can avoid the problem by letting West... by cashing the ace. Most of the time, this is just throwing away a trick, because, like... Well, half the time anyway, it's just throwing away a trick. West can... If West has the king, you could finesse him for it and just take one more trick than you otherwise would have. If you play for the ace. But it's so important not to let East win a trick that you have to... If the finesse works, you don't need it, is a thing that they say, that is said in situations like this. So don't take the finesse. All right, now we're in 6 hearts. A real auction, almost. What is even... Oh, I see. So the issue is the diamonds are blocked, right? And my thought was, well, why don't you just, like, cash 5 rounds of hearts, pitching both diamonds, and then cash out? The answer is they're not going to let you. They're going to make me ruff a heart here. Right? And now I can't cash 5 hearts. I only have 4. So what we do is we cash 2 hearts. Probably the suit is not splitting, right? Yeah. If it were, it would be easy. Draw the last trump, unblock, ruff back to hand, claim. But now that we know their East has 2 hearts remaining, we can't do that. So we cash 1 diamond. It looks kind of natural to cash 2, unblocking the suit, right? But what if East only has a singleton diamond? It could happen. Instead, cross back to hand with hearts and throw away the inconvenient ace of diamonds, so that no matter how many diamonds East has, and it turns out just 1, he still can't ruff. Simple enough. Next deal. We're in 6 hearts again. Interesting. It's tempting to run this around to the queen. And that way, like, if he plays the king, then you'll have the queen and ace, and the ace can pitch your club later. But this doesn't actually work, right? Because if this goes to the king... I mean, first of all, East might give West a club ruff, a diamond ruff, if diamonds are 7-0, 7-1. Or he might give West a club ruff if clubs are 5-0. More importantly, though, the line just doesn't work even if you're lucky. If you play low and East wins the king, East will play a spade. And now the ace of spades is gone. You can draw trump, cash the queen of diamonds. But you won't be able to get back to the ace of diamonds Unless clubs are 4-4. In which case, like, you didn't have to mess around with diamonds at all anyway. So we play the ace here. But how exactly are we going to take our tricks? Oh, no, I see. I had the wrong idea. Because the problem is, okay, say you do play the ace, and I was imagining, oh, maybe there's some squeeze or end play if the clubs don't split. But that's not right, because there isn't one. Instead, what you do is you do play low, and when East predictably wins the king, you don't play low. Throw away that queen. It's in the way. Now, when you're done drawing trump, you can test the clubs, and when predictably in Bridgemaster you find they're not 3-2, oh no, I have a club loser. Now you can fall back on the diamond finesse, which is very likely to succeed. People don't lead the jack without the 10. And there. Because we got rid of the queen, we threw away a winner and then took a finesse to get a winner back. But that other winner was in a hand. Like, it was a winner in the wrong hand. Now that a winner's in the dummy, you can actually enjoy it. And just cash those out and move on. I think I explained it reasonably well. 1 no, 4 hearts. Okay. Nobody bid, right? Yeah. I mean, we have a spade loser, probably, and 2 club losers, certainly. If they left spades alone for a really long time, we could pitch a spade loser on clubs, but that's not going to happen. So, assume we have a spade and 2 clubs to lose. Well, put up the queen anyway. Maybe West led from King Jack 10. No dice. I suspect if you play low here, Fred will punish you by the other line not working and showing, look, West just had the king all along. So the question then is how to play the hearts for no losers, since we have 3 certain losers outside. And the best line is low to the ace, not the 10. East's probably going to drop an honor, right? This is a lesson on restricted choice? Yes. Oh boy. Well, hopefully Fred will explain restricted choice better than I can. Statisticians and probability theorists know it by some other name, and I'm not sure what it's called. But bridge players know it by restricted choice. So you play you play 1 honor, like ace or king, and when a player plays, I mentioned this in one of the previous videos in this series. I don't know which one. If you're missing 2 touching honors, and an opponent plays one of them, you will do well if you assume they don't have the other one. There's, mathematical arguments for why this is the case, and sometimes I understand them, but I'm not very good at explaining them, so hopefully Fred will do a better job. Jack of spades against 4 hearts. Might as well cover the queen. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to test what would happen if I played low. If he would mock me by making the hearts unsolvable, but the spades were easily worth a trick. Lose a spade and 2 clubs. Lead a heart to the ace or king. If they follow small, yes, obviously you have no choice but to play the ace. If he follows jack or queen, you have to decide what to do. Cashing the heart honor works if they had a doubleton queen jack. Or play East for a singleton honor by finessing this time. So the best way that I know to explain this is, look, there's only one way for East to have a doubleton honor. They would have to be dealt specifically queen jack. There are 2 ways for them to have a singleton honor, dealt queen or dealt jack. Once we see the queen, or I guess it was the jack, fall, we can eliminate, like, okay, well, he definitely didn't have singleton queen, so you shouldn't count that. But that isn't, like, true. It doesn't work that way. If you follow this line of play, it's true. We know he doesn't have singleton queen. But if you follow this line of play, you will succeed anytime he has either singleton honor. If an East always played the lowest of their two touching honors, you could exploit them a little bit more by playing differently. But if they're at all random, or if they're more than a little bit random, you should just kind of pretend you don't even notice which honor they played, and just play for them to have a singleton honor instead of having doubled in both honors. Called the principle, the mathematics that prove this are quite complex. The principle of restricted choice is the name that bridge players use to note this type of position. Restricted choice applies when you have to decide between two possible defensive holdings involving cards of equal rank, queen and jack. Under these circumstances, the odd favor playing the defender who has played one honor not to have the other. Yeah. Another way to explain this is that if East has both the queen and jack, he's a choice about which to play. There's some inference that East doesn't have the jack because he might have played it if he had it. If East was dealt a singleton queen or jack, he has no choice and has to play it on the first round. So, I don't know how, followable that is, but it does work. And here's our last hand of the 12 board set here, or 12 problem set. B6. We're in 5 hearts. Yeah, this is another avoidance play, I guess? We can afford to lose 1 club and 1 heart only. So I want to make sure West does not win any tricks, because he could lead a heart. So we don't even cash the ace. Like, it would be sort of natural maybe to cash the ace. And watch, when I do, East is going to show out. Yeah. The right play is to lead the jack immediately. I don't care about picking up East's stiff queen, which is what the ace aims to do. I just want West not to win a trick. So we finesse, and East wins. And he says, well, better cash this club while I can. See if partner's roughing. Fortunately for us, he's not. And now we can finish drawing trump. Look at that. It was a singleton. We could have caught it if we just played that ace. But it's just so important which defender wins because of the club position that you have to finesse immediately into East, give West no chance to win a trick. If West had been dealt queen fourth, that's why you can't afford to cash the ace, right? You could finesse only once in that case, and he'd eventually win a trick with the queen of hearts before you could pitch your club losers. Okay, we made it. That was 12 advanced level problems. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.